What's up, Knife Tube? It's Diamond Cut Steel, and you guys are going to learn something today. Here we have a selection of 6 knives. And what's special about these 6 knives is that they're all from known EDC knife or EDC brand, known knife brands. Some more popular than others, some better known than others, but each one of these are from a well-known knife brand. So, and each one of these can be had at between $5 and $25. Now, some places may charge a little more. You may have to look around, but every one of these knives can be had for under 25 bucks, between $5 and $25. There's 6 quite good knives on the table that can be had for extremely cheap and still make you a pretty good quality EDC knife. And that is what we're going to talk about today. So, we're going to start with the cheapest. And in my opinion, I've said it before, it's hard to believe they can make this knife for $4 and some change. You can literally buy them at Chicago Knife Works right now for, I believe, like $4.56, something like that. $4.50 to $5. That's the range that they're in. And that would be this Marbles Lockback. Yes, it's extremely cheap. Come on, camera, thank you. It's extremely cheap, but believe it or not, they're built quite well. You have injection molded plastic handles that's super tough, super rigid. You're not going to tear that stuff up. They have hardly any side to side play. Rock solid up and down play. Believe it or not, they're actually reasonably smooth. They don't feel bad by no means on opening and closing. It is a quite comfortable knife that ain't going nowhere. It's got good texture on it. You can get up on that edge. They also make a 2-inch blade version of this guy. Of course, it's going to be out of very low quality steel, but if you go back and check my edge retention test on this knife, it ain't that. I mean, yeah, it's garbage steel, but there's beyond serviceable edge retention out of this stuff. I mean, to cut open your Amazon packages and slice the boxes down, you ain't gonna have no problem with this knife holding an edge. It also sharpens up very easily. It will foil burr on you. You'll get that thin foil burr that don't want to come off. That's just part of it, but you know. Cheap steel, $5 knife that's built actually pretty well. Going to make you a usable tool. Of course, it's kind of, you know, buck 110-ish. But again, built well. Built cheaply, but built well. And ain't going to be a tool that's just going to fail on you. This thing will cut and fold up, go back in your pocket, come out, open up, cut again. I mean, what more can you ask for $5? It's hard to believe they can actually make this knife, ship it over here, sell it to a retailer for what, $2, $2.50, and then the retailer turn around and sell it to us it's hard to believe there's a profit can be made. It just does not look like this can be made for $4.50. But it can. There's millions of them sold, I'm sure. And it is not a bad knife. I've actually cleaned quite a few deer with one of these. You know, it did the job. Put a quick stud on one of these guys so you can, you know, roll it open with your thumb and you have a good, a good dirt cheap work knife. I'm not sure. I don't even think there's a model number. It's just called a Marbles Lockback. Oh, okay, MR566. Marbles MR566. Awesome $5 knife. Now here we have, this was called the Schrade Ultra Glide Sheep's Foot, is what the name of the blade, or the name of it. It's supposedly in 9CR17 Movi. It's a ball bearing flipper with thumb studs. Of course, it's smooth. You have good lockup. Choke up on it. It's reasonably comfortable in hand. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Smoky Mountain Knife Works was selling these at, I believe, $9. I think I bought 2 of them. I'm pretty sure I paid $9 a piece for them. I know you can get them on Amazon for around $20, but SMKW has these things. When they have them, they sell them for dirt cheap. Rock solid, ain't no play either way. You have a 9CR, or said to be 9CR PVD coated blade. It's a nice deep hollow, comes down nice and thin behind the edge. This one's been sharpened 2 or 3 times, and it's probably at about 16 thousandths. But very nice utility cutter. You're on that point with your hand almost not having to raise that wrist up at all, and you're on that point. You've got a nice push cutting blade for $10. Even at $20, this will make you a really good work knife. I have 0 complaints about it, and if I see them at Smoky Mountain Knife Works for $9, $10 again, I'll buy a couple more of them. I will say, on the other one, I have cut tested. I don't know if it's 9CR or not, but the edge retention is around what I would typically expect from like 5CR, 7CR range. That's about. Thank you, repeater. I know what time it is. Assholes keying up on the repeater for no reason. I think they do that just playing around. Just hit the PTT button, let off of it just to trigger the repeater, so it shouts out the time, or it's annoying. Anyways, for the money, these are great knives. But back to what I was saying, the edge retention come in somewhere around between 5 and 7CR. Now I will say, it very well could be 9CR, but it is definitely ran soft. If it's 9CR, it's very soft 9CR. It feels like it's around, I don't want to say that. On the stones, judging by how it feels and sounds, I'd say it's around 57, 58 maybe. If it's 9CR and was ran a little harder, of course the edge retention is going to come up. But even at $20, this will make you an excellent little utility cutter. It blasts through cardboard because of that thin geometry. And if you can get them on sale for $10, you most definitely should grab you one. It's an awesome little work knife that just makes for a good cutter. It sharpens up nicely. When it touches up on a ceramic rod easily, strops back nicely. I have no complaints about this knife. Any of these knives here, you don't want to expect too much as far as edge retention, because you're not going to get it. But you're going to get usable edge retention. This knife will get even people that really use their knives a lot during the day in a warehouse or whatever. You're going to be able to get through a day with this on an edge, no problem. I mean, if you're killing that edge in a day, it's because you're abusing it. Okay, this is, hell, what's the name of this thing? Hang on a second. Okay, I'm back. It's a SOG Aegis. This one I have actually used a lot. It has had a ton of sharpenings. It's an 8CR. It's a stainless frame lock, deep carry clip. Oh yeah, just in case you didn't see, this is a pretty deep carry, pretty deep carry clip. Not slightly above the pocket, but not by much. This is SOG's, very deep carry. It's going to be slightly, the lip of the knife is going to be slightly below the pocket hem. It's on plastic washers, but one thing I will say, these things break in very nicely. They're really snappy. Good action on these knives. They're an 8CR, but they have nice thin blade stock. Come down nice and thin behind the edge. I mean, that blade has been sharpened a bunch. A bunch. This is probably upwards of 30, 40 sharpenings on this thing. So they, you're not seeing. There's a lot more blade here on a new one than you're seeing here, and and this is still quite thin. This is still like maybe 22 thousandths, and they, brand new, they're like 15, 16 thousandths. So you got a nice flat grind. It's a nice thin geometry and slices really good. You have a good action. It's built solid. No blade play. Absolutely rock solid. Good lockup. Comfortable in hand, and believe it or not, even with that stainless handle, it's not all that heavy. When Midway had these for, I believe, $10 a pop, I bought a couple of them. I think I have like 3 or 4 still in the package. Just because, I think I bought like 5 or 6 because they're just such a good knife. I think I have 3 in the package still, actually, yeah. But I've used the hell out of these things, and they've just been a good low budget knife. Now, if you look around, you can pick them up for, like on Amazon, they're about 25 bucks. Some places you'll see trying to sell them at 50. Lord, don't do that. Look around. You can find them for $20, $25, and sometimes on sale for even $15. And always check Midway, because you never know when they're going to sell them for dirt cheap, and you pick them up for like a couple bucks. But yeah, the SOG Aegis, this is a really good knife. And believe it or not, this 8CR is not done half bad. Like if you like the 8CR that's on like a Tenacious, Spyderco Tenacious, you'll like this 8CR. They're done about the same. Can't tell a difference. They sharpen nicely. Edge retention is plenty serviceable. Toughness hasn't ever been a factor. Now, I did break the tip off on one because I was being stupid, and I was prying out a wide crown staple that was, I shouldn't have been doing. Snapped the tip off, but that was my fault, and I only broke, like maybe a 1/16 of an inch. That was not on this one. That was on my other user. But both of them knives have seen a ton of use, and for good reason. It's just a good knife. It's thin. It carries very nicely. Yeah, centering's not that great, but you can center it up. You just got to tighten it up a little bit. It's a little loose right now, but actually, is it loose? Let's see. No, it's not. It's actually about where it should be. But yeah, if you do, they do center up because I've had this one centered before. I don't know. Anyways, I don't really, as long as it ain't rubbing and it's on a dirt cheap knife like this, I don't care. But I guarantee you, pick you one of these up, they're a damn good knife. They also, and like I said, they carry really, really nicely because they're thin. That clip does a good job, slides in the pocket easily, slides out of the pocket easily. This is a really good knife for a great value. Here is one that is going to ruffle some feathers because it's tip down only, which, yeah, that's kind of annoying, but this ain't never going to go in my right pocket anyways. This is going to be a left pocket carry for me when it's in my pocket because it's not going to be my main. So actually, in that case, it being tipped down is perfect. This is the Gerber Air Ranger. I love these knives. I have a bunch of them. Anytime I see them in those Christmas packs at Walmart, after Christmas passes, Walmart marks them down to like $6, $7 a pack. I automatically buy them. If it's got the ones with the Air Ranger, I buy every one they got. Like, they'll usually have 3 or 4 left over. I'll buy them because this is a great, and it'll come with 2 other knives, but I don't care about them. It's the Air Ranger that I care about. This is just a good knife. It's a Spark Harsey design. I mean, you can pretty easily tell that it's a Bill Harsey design, but this is just a good user knife. It's liner lock, locks up nice and tight. It's on plastic or Teflon washers, but rock solid, good action. You've got these textured aluminum handles. It ain't going nowhere. It locks in good. You know, this top side's just solid aluminum. Then you've got your steel liner in the bottom scale. They are in 7CR. Actually, hang on. These might be in 8CR. Let me check. Okay, no, yeah, they are in 7CR. So they're in 7CR 17 MOV. However, if you go watch my edge retention test on this knife, it performs pretty good. Nothing wrong with it. It'll definitely get you to a day of use. Sorry about my camera not wanting to focus. But the Air Ranger is a really awesome knife. I very much enjoy these. Use them a lot. It's an awesome little left pocket knife. Comfortable yet super firm grip. This thing is not going anywhere, and these things are stout. Yet you got reasonable geometry, so they slice okay. This one's on probably its 3rd or 4th edge, and it's like 25 thousandths. So I'd say they're around like 22. Yeah, probably 22 thousandths when you get a new one. 22, 23, something like that. So they're not the thinnest, you know. And you got this saber grind, so it does thicken up pretty quick, but still great knife, and it's tough. Like, I have beat the living hell out of these things, and you know, they come back asking for more. And guess what? If you do snap a tip or you break it, Gerber's warranty is excellent. You know, you break this knife, even if it's your fault, you snap a tip, whatever, sharpen it 100 times, and you know, it's thick and you need a new one, fill out a warranty request, wait 6 weeks, you get a new one in the mail. In fact, this one right here was a warranty replacement, because on the one, the lock bar was getting a little too much lockup, probably like 80% lockup. So yeah, I did a warranty request, and this one was the replacement. I got this one a couple years ago, a replacement, and this thing's been well used too. But the Air Ranger, fantastic knife. You get those in the Christmas packs. You can get them for $7. If you look around, you can pick them up 15, 20 bucks. Some places try to charge more, like on Amazon. Sometimes they'll be like $35. Don't do that. Don't pay more than $25 for it. You can definitely get them for cheaper than $25 if you look around. Check Walmart at Christmas time, or like the day after Christmas, and bingo, they'll have some of these packs left over. Some of them will be Gerber Pledge. Some of them will have the Air Ranger in it. It'll be 3 knives in the pack. Pick them up. $7. They mark them down to like $6, $7. And I'm sorry, I don't care about the other 2 knives. Just give me the Air Ranger or the Pledge, and for my $6, $7, that's plenty. Next one, Gerber Pledge. You can pick these up pretty much anywhere for 25 bucks. I believe Blade HQ has them right now for 15. This is a great knife. $15, 7CR 17 MOV. You have this sheep's foot style blade. You have a nice straight edge. Nice utility, you know, for utility cutting, this thing's a beast. You got nice flat grind, fairly thin blade stock, comes down nice and thin behind the edge. This one's probably at like, yeah, right at 18, 19,000, something like that. This thumb bar will come on, of course, this side. I flip it around because you can still thumb flick it off the screw heads, but flip it around and it reverse flicks beautifully. It's on plastic washers, but the action is fantastic on every one of them. I've got a bunch of these things. I've used a bunch of them over the years. I broke a couple of them by prying with them because I didn't care. And at the time I needed to pry something, so I did it. Fill out a warranty form, get a new one. This one right here is a warranty replacement. I've actually got a couple in the pack still from the last Walmart after Christmas sale. I think I had 2 or 3 of these too. But yeah, the Pledge is a great knife. It's sadly slept on. It's such a good knife. I know it's 7CR 17 MoV. I get it. But guess what? That is plenty serviceable for most people. Even for me, for as hard as I work a knife out on the homestead, or, you know, out in the warehouse, as hard as I work a knife, I can get through the day with this if I have to. You know, will I have killed that edge by the end of the day? Yeah, for sure. But guess what? A couple passes on a ceramic rod, a couple passes on a strop, and I'm right back cutting. So don't steel snob on 7CR that bad. There's nothing wrong with this steel. If it's done decently, there's nothing wrong with it. And guess what? These are done decently. I love the pocket clip. Slides in and out of the pocket nicely. It's not deep carry, thankfully. So you know you're going to have about that much above the hem, which is great. Get a hold of it, pull it right on out. You have very neutral ergonomics, but it fits the hand beautifully. It's very comfortable. You can get way up on that edge. I don't know. I love these knives. The Gerber Pledge is a very slept-on knife. Now here's a strange knife, and it would be the Schrade Inert. It is a straight edge Wharncliffe style blade with super aggressive jimping. Come on, focus camera. You have aluminum scales over steel liners. This is a stout little booger right here. Very neutral ergonomics, but it's comfortable in hand. You have a saber grind. It does thicken up fairly quick because it's fairly short. You got pretty heavy blade stock. Yet it still does come down to a reasonable thickness behind the edge. This one's on, I believe it's first sharpening, and it's probably like 22. Yeah, probably about 22 thousandths. It's in AUS 10, and believe it or not, the steel performance of this, for the money you can pick them up for, has shocked me. This AUS 10 performs pretty damn good. It sharpens pretty nicely. It's not ran soft. It's probably right up around 60 HRC. It sharpens nicely. Edge retention is good. I haven't had no problem with it. It holds its bite very well. It strops back nicely. These were available at Smoky Mountain Knife Works like about a year ago, and I think they were $12. I bought 2 or 3 of them, and yeah, I love them. The Inert's a good deal. You can pick them up on Amazon right now for like $25, but if you go to SMKW, you can pick them up cheaper. It's a very stout little knife, very hand-filling. You got a nice snappy detent, good bearing action. You're not going to fill this knife, I'll tell you that. You got a very snappy detent. Good deep carry clip. Perfect tension, holds to the pocket. not too tight, not too loose. Slides in and out very well. You do have a lot of jimping all over it, but it's still very neutral in hand. You really don't even feel that. Now, if you're up on this jimping here, that is going to be a little tough on, especially if you don't have callous fingers. Mine are, so it don't really bother me. But if you got, more tender skin, you might not like that jimping. However, you don't have to use it. This is going to make a really nice utility cutter. It's going to glide very nicely through material like cardboard. Going to pass right through it. Now, given it doesn't have the best geometry, so don't expect it to be no laser beam, but it's not bad. You got enough meat for heavier tasks. Even that tip's got some meat behind it. Like, this is just an all-around really good knife for $25 or less. The Schrade Inert. They also make one that's a Tanto blade shape, the serrated. They make a couple of the Inert series, but yeah, these are great little knives. So here you have 6 fantastic $25 or less knives. Any one of them will be a winner for you. And if I had to pick one out of this that's going to be the best value for the money, I would say it's going to probably be, if you can pick these up for $10, if you ever see them for $10 or so at SMKW, I'd say it's this. But, I mean, how can you go wrong? The best value for your money that you can pick up right now, guaranteed. You don't even got to look around. Just go to Chicago Knife Works. $5. Come on, man. Come on. $5. That's a damn good knife for $5. And, of course, we're going to do a wild card. A seventh piece is a wild card for unbelievable value for the money, and a good performing EDC knife. And it is none other than the Cold Steel Tough Light. You can pick these up for $25 or less all day long. They were $14, $15 on Midway. It's in AUS-8. Cold Steel, the Taiwan factory is doing their AUS-8 quite well. This stuff performs really good for the money. It's very light, very ergonomic. I mean, this thing is literally an ergonomic masterpiece. It's perfect. It's very lightweight. You do have left or right hand carry tip down. This makes an awesome left pocket knife. You have the triad lock. You have this straight edge sheep's foot style blade with a perfectly done finger choil. This is a utility cutting beast. Of course, the triad lock is nice and smooth. The action is very nice. You can slow roll it. You can thumb flick it. You can reverse flick it. It's ready to do whatever. You got that triad lock, so you know that lock is, the frame's going to break before that lock breaks. Yeah, this is just an absolute banger for the $15 to $25 you can find them at. Don't pay more than $25. Some places they're up around $35. Don't do that. Look around. You can find these $25 and less all over the place. And if you just wait a little while, you'll see them pop up at Midway, and they'll be like $15, $17. They also have a mini version of this. This is a 2.5 inch blade, but they have a mini version, I believe, which is a 2 inch blade. I don't have it. It'll be in 4116 Krupp steel, but the regular Tough Light this size is in AUS-8. I love Cold Steel's 4116. It's great stuff. But this AUS-8 is very well done. It sharpens nicely. I have bought like 10 of these things. A couple of them I've sharpened to hell and back. Like, hell, I've got some that's probably been sharpened that much blade away. These just make excellent work knives. But the Cold Steel Tough Light is a real fantastic knife, and you can pick them up for great money. So there's my 6 plus a wild card. Awesome Knives, $5 to $25. All right, guys, y'all have a good one.